Breaking news! I've had a haircut. Oh dear. If you are watching on playback later on when this saves as a video, thank you for watching on playback. I can say all this because I've got nobody on the live stream at the moment. But thank you all for watching on the playback. And thank you for those that are on the live stream when you join the live stream. And yes, I got out of bed 19 minutes ago and I managed to get everything ready. And the internet was playing up. So, big pat on the back for me. There you go. That's what happens when you get out of bed 41 minutes late. If you're watching this for the first time on playback, I'm Justin from Juicy Killer Monster. What we do for a bit of fun is read the live stream news. Not loads and loads and loads of news, but it's a chance for me to connect with subscribers and people new to the channel. I read the news in a relaxed format, have a laugh, and just have a chat as well, and your chance to have your opinion and everything else. So while we're waiting for people, I can ramble on a bit, play with me beard. Look at this, look, what a change. I'll tell you the story of my drastic haircut once we got somebody to talk about it to. Until then, I'm going to sip my coffee, warm up, and just be glad that I made this live stream on time because, like I say, I was asleep. If you're watching on playback too, if you really like the channel, look at the Juicy Killer Monster Army membership, where you get loads of different types of content other than our core content, which is doing car boot sales, getting the stock and selling the stock. Enjoy those videos. They're free to watch as a subscriber. But if you want to watch mad stuff like how my missus cut me hair, me and the missus singing, playing guitar and writing original songs and walking down the beach and stuff like this, and it's all in the membership channel, okay? All in the Juicy Killer Monster Army membership. As well as that, you get custom emojis, you get your name come up in green on live chats. When we've got enough members, we'll do members only chats as well. At the moment, we've got one member, but I'll tell you what, I'm grateful for him. That is Shane. And that is where we're at the moment with it. But I hope you're all okay. If you're on here today, say hello. Don't be shy. You can't give us away, but you can say hi. Check me out there. I'm a poet, mate. This is original pirate material coming down your aerial. Look. Let's move your hair. That's a bit better, isn't it? Don't want you to miss this haircut in all its glory. My beautiful wife did with our £3 charity shop clippers that only have power when you keep the wire plugged in because the battery's gone on it. Oh, let me have a look through these stories. Who's on there today? It says we've got 2 people on there today. Who's with us? Say hello. How you doing? We've got 3 people with us. Say hello. Tell us what you're doing, who you are, what's happening, you're part of this live feed, you are what makes it what it is. Until then, I will stroke my beard like a man full of wisdom until I wake up, drink this coffee and crack on. Oh dear. Pete goes, WTF have you done? You're in the army now, mate. Yes, Pete. I'm glad you're the first to see it. Andy Cox goes, I like the haircut, Justin. I've been contemplating a similar cut, but I think my face is too fat and it would make me look like a moomin. Well, Andy, look, I got away with it, mate, and I ain't got the slimmest face in the world. Go for it, brother. So I'll tell you, boys, now I've got someone to talk to. How you doing, Andy, by the way? So Pete is Adventures in the Ute. He's in Melbourne, Australia, and Andy is my nephew on my wife's side. And yeah, glad you're joining us, boys. Glad you're joining us. It's cool. It's, you know, we've got 4 people on here now. And literally, I only woke up I woke up 41 minutes late today. So in 19 minutes, I got out of bed and got ready for this live stream with a coffee, with water, washed, dressed, even clean my teeth, boys and girls. How's that? Little Shane goes, morning Pete, morning Andy. Adventures in the U goes, next is the beard. Well, you can't see it because me black jumper, but I've done stuff on the beard. So, little Shane, how you doing, brother? Little Shane saw the haircut because we filmed the haircut and we put it all in our members section. So for the main channel, I put the car boot stock, getting the car boot stock, how much money you sell at car boots. That's our core content. That's our niche. Yeah, so I stick to that, and everything extra goes on the membership. Okay. But what happened was, I said to Lucy, I said, "Oh, I fancy a change, right? Because my hair, I always have my hair shaved down the side. I'll show you there. Like, it goes naught down there, the line, and then shaved on the top. But before, there was loads of hair and it was growing like a mullet at the back. Problem was, I couldn't fit my hats on, yeah, because my hair was so bushy on here. I couldn't fit my hats on, and my beard was getting really long at the sides, yeah, really long. So the problem I had with my beard was every time I was eating food, the hair would come along. I'd be chewing on my hair when I'm eating something. So that something had to get sorted there. Pete goes, my glasses are looking big now. And little Shane's got a couple of hammers down there. But yeah, so I said to Luce, what we'll do, I said, because we got she bought a hair clipper set from a charity shop ages ago for £3. Remington. £3 Remington, boys and girls, yeah? Battery's a bit knackered on it, but it's one of those inbuilt batteries. So you charge it up, but it's fine with the wiring. So I said to her, oh, look what we'll do, we'll get an 18mm. Yeah, I said, I'll get an 18mm grade and we'll start shaving. We'll see how we go. And obviously I was really careful and I went straight down the middle for the first cut. All my hair was like that. And it cut 18mm, perfect, except for this first bit where it went on, it went zoom, and it went down about 8mm. And I was like, no. So literally the rest of it, we got to like 18mm, but it was really short there. So I said, you know what? It looks too long at 18mm anyway. So we got, I said, this little tough bit was quite short. So I said, we'll go 7mm. So we did 7mm all the way over. Yeah, 7mm all the way over. And then we did a naught up to there and then carried a line all the way down there. And it goes, doesn't go down to a V, but it goes down to a flat there. And then on my beard, I left this bit as it is and just hand trimmed it with a pair of old scissors because the girls have nicked and lost my hairdressing scissors, feet girls. And get the grade 12 on the side bits to there. And we had a laugh while we were doing it. Shane can tell you because Shane's watched the video. It was a good laugh. And I quite like it. And now my hats fit on properly. And now it's all neat, mate. Do you know what I mean? I don't look like some banshee pulled through an edge backwards. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's all good fun, boys and girls. All good fun. I reckon Shane's going to get his hair cut next. He's going to let KK, his daughter, shave his head. Aren't you, Shane? But it's good fun. It's good fun. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm not chewing on hairs now when I'm eating me dinner. Nothing quite like egg beans on toast with beard hair. And it's nice and good. So what's everyone else been up to? Pete, what you been up to? Andy, what you been up to? Shane, what you been up to? Where you been? Where you going? What you seen? What do you know, boys? What do you know? What is happening on this Wednesday morning? Little Shane goes, no, Lo, I donate my hair. Shane donates his hair. Fair play, mate. How does that work then? So I'm guessing you've got long hair. And I'm guessing you cut a big length of it off and then people turn it into wigs and that, do they? Fair play, mate. That's a good thing to do. Little Shane goes, it's -11 in Ohio. Bloody hell. That's cold as you like, mate. Wrap up warm, mate. Pete goes, I'm working hard all day. I wouldn't expect anything less, Pete. Well done. Good man. Working hard. Nothing wrong with that, bud. Andy Cox goes, working again. I'm afraid. Don't be afraid, Andy. Just copy me, mate. So you see this bit here, see this side bit here in my head, and this bit, that's where like, so that bit's the receding hairline over time. So this side line used to come down to there. But I said to Lucy, I said, no, match it up with there, and then you've got one solid line going down the end. But just do what I went for, mate. Grade 7, grade 0 with a line down to there. Yeah, anyone can do it. Grade 12 for your beard there, and then just let this flow free, brother. Go for it. Don't be scared. It's a laugh. Shane goes, no, dyeing the hair. They need 10 inches. Bloody hell. They dye the hair. That's a lot of hair, man. I used to have dreadlocks once upon a time, believe it or not. I used to have this. See this line here? This line used to go all the way around at the top there. I used to have it all shaved at the back, naught, and then I had dreadlocks coming down. They came down to about there. Problem is with dreadlocks though, they go mouldy. Yeah, one, you can't brush your hair, so you've got an itchy head because of the dreadlocks. And then when they grow, you've got to constantly keep getting them done by like professionals or whatever every 6 weeks to re-dread those bits. I never bothered. So what happened was the hair grew to about there, and then it was a dreadlock, and it just looked crap. And then you see all these little white bits in the dreadlock. Yeah, and it's mold growing from the inside because the more you wash it, the more chance you're getting dreadlock mold in it. So I thought, nah, I ain't doing that. So I cut them all off. I've still got a few in the drawer. I kept them. But there we go, and here we are. So the weather in the UK, I'm going to have a look in a minute, see what it actually says. But it was raining a bit last night, and it's set. I heard them saying there's set to be a storm chucking debris around and everything else. Do you know what I mean? Shane goes, same, but braised before I was a dad. Oh, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Andy as well, don't be scared of trying new things, mate. I tell you what, if you come over here, if you want the same haircut I've got, just come over here. Me and Lucy do it for you. Have a laugh, mate. I'll come over, have a beer. We'll do it for you, mate. We charge a lot less than hairdressers, right? Yeah, we'll do it in exchange for some car boot stock, Andy. No, we'll do it free of charge, mate. Come over, it'd be good to see you, actually. Lucy do, yeah? Or if you want a really wild haircut, I'll do it. And then we'll take a photo next to each other, mate. We can be the Baldy brothers. What do you reckon? Black Pill Synergy says, damn, bro, you look like a... Man, that's not cool. But, you know, it's your opinion, isn't it? So thank you for joining today, Black Pill Synergy. Right. So we're going to talk about stuff with the car boots and stuff a bit later. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to read some news because I don't read enough news on this. So we're going to talk about a problem in Staffordshire in the UK. Pete goes, it's only 17 degrees here. Yeah, all right, Pete. Thanks, mate. Living it up in Melt. You must be freezing, mate, if it's only 17 degrees Celsius in Australia. You poor thing. Nice little picture there for Blackfield Synergy. So Staffordshire residents shocked as the village is blocked by 80-foot long mound of dumped rubbish. This is about fly tipping in the UK. So Pete, we were talking about this, you know, people chucking the rubbish. Shane goes, lol, Pete. The astonishing pile of household and building waste is believed to have been fly tipped by 2 lorries in the middle of the night. Really? Of course it bloody was. So what you've got here, you've got 2 farmers' fields, right, in the middle of nowhere. And there's a little country lane down it. And what's happened is 2 lorries have come down filled with illegal waste, and they've tipped it all off down this lane, 2 lorries worth, because it costs thousands to get rid of. If you were trying to get rid of 2 lorry loads worth of waste, it cost you thousands in the UK, right? Absolute thousands. So they thought, no, I'm not going to pay that. I'm just going to make it someone else's problem and fly tip it. So let me just have some of my news report of coffee. So residents have described their shock at waking up to discover an 80-foot long mound of rubbish blocking the only road to their Staffordshire village. Jeremy and Tammy Roney, who own the Mercia distillery, were among those blocked due to the huge 10-foot high waste pile on Watery Lane near Kerborough. Speaking to the reporter, the couple said the pile was made up of household waste and building waste and even included needles. And then you got three people stood there, arms crossed, looking at it, going, And then you got a photographer next to it. He says, it's quite shocking, really, Mrs. Roney said. You have to see it to believe it. It's a mixture of different materials. The villages, if you straight away from the access, builder's waste costs more to get rid of. Like, it's a separate thing, plasterboard and stuff like that. Because it's all categorised, the waste. It's not just one rubbish. And the more they can categorise it, the more they can charge it, yeah? So general waste, like general rubbish, household rubbish, is like 220 a tonne. But then if you got plasterboard, that gets charged separately per tonne. And it's all minimum of half a tonne charge per category. And it's like wood's charged differently. Actually, the cheapest rubbish you can get rid of is actually bricks and rubble. If you go in with a load just full of bricks and just full of rubble, it's only cost you like 30 quid, something like that. And some places let you drop it off for free because they can turn it into, they can smash it all down and reuse it. So that's the only waste worth doing. And I've done waste jobs where I've took mixed waste in, I've took builder's waste in, I've took bricks in. And I had an old tipper truck load of bricks before, and that was the cheapest. If you can get on the bricks and hardcore waste removal, although it's hard graft loading it, it's cheap as chips to get rid of, and you can charge the same as you do for rubbish. Pete goes, now I like the colder weather, at least you can put clothes on to warm up. In the heat, you can only go down to shorts and a t-shirt. See, I'm the opposite, Pete. Fair play to you, mate. You know, I'm the opposite, but I suppose you're used to a hot climate, so you long for a bit of coolness, whereas we're used to a cold climate, so we long for a bit of warmness. You know what we should do, Pete? We should do a house exchange. Yeah, we should do a house exchange for 2 weeks of the year, Pete, where we go over to Melbourne, Australia, and you come over to the UK, and you come over in the winter, freeze your nuts off over here, and I'll sit by the aircon, sipping Foster's, mate. Have you called it? We'll do it. Think about it, Pete. I'm up for it. So yes, this is the reason. The problem with the UK is, I'll carry on reading this story, but the problem with the UK is they're trying to make too much money out of the waste. We've got Dog Lover says, did you cut your hair? Yes, me and the missus went to town, brother. Shane goes, we always got free bricks from the dump. I used them to line my old house driveway and my grandmother's driveway. Good idea, Shane. And Dog Lover said hi. Yeah, so in the UK, the problem with the UK is, Pete goes, it's going to be 39 degrees next Monday. Lad, yeah, I'd long for that, mate. Absolutely long for that. God, mate, I'd cook an egg on my chest, I tell you. But in the UK, the problem is the waste is so controlled. Like, because I used to do rubbish removal as well as scrap metal, okay? And I used to turn up to rubbish jobs. Now, before you even quoted for the job, you have to look through the rubbish and you have to see if it is all one type of rubbish. Okay, if it's all one type of rubbish, you can give a lower price. Figure out what you're going to pay based on the weight you think you've got, and then you're extra on top for doing it, okay? So if somebody had, this is how I would price it. If somebody had, say, 700 to 800 kilos of waste, I would always price it on the upper end just in case, because you can't tell exactly how much they've got until you weighed in. So I know for 800 kilos of general waste, it's a minimum of a half-ton charge, which was 110 quid or 100 quid. And then it's £20 for every 100 kilos after that. So I know for 800 kilos, I would have to pay 160 to 170 pound to get rid of it at the station. So that's what I base my quote starting price off. So I'd say, right, it's at least 170 quid, okay, to get rid of the rubbish. But to cover myself, I would say it's 200 quid. Because then if for whatever reason you calculated wrong, the extra money's there. So it's 200 quid to get rid of it. I say, how long will it take me to do the work? Say 3 hours. So I'd charge them, say 40, 50 quid an hour on top of that. So to get rid of just under a ton's worth of rubbish by hand using the truck, I'd charge them 140 labour. No, I'd charge 120 to 150 labour on top of what it would cost me to get rid of it. So the whole price would be, say, like 350 quid. And out of that 350 quid, I'd make 150 quid before fuel. But it's hard graft, mate, and it's dangerous as well. I need to harpoon myself on one job. Shane goes, that's an awesome idea. Do a waste removal company in the States. It's just normally one price for whatever to dump at most dump sites. Alex Higg goes, what's a quid? A quid is £1, sir. It's slang for £1. So a quid is £1. So if I say 200 quid, I mean £200. But thanks for pointing out, Alex. Whereabouts are you from, Alex? Mark McGee goes, queef burger. Thank you very much, Mark. So yeah, that's what I used to do with rubbish. Now, I've still got, we're talking about a rubbish job at the moment, but this is all relevant. I've still got a very good friend of mine called Mark. Alex Hick goes, what's £1 to a Canadian dollar? No idea. Probably around $2 to a pound, I would have thought, mate. I know it's $2 Australian to a pound, and I think it's $1.20 or $1.30 to a pound, and I think it's 1.12 euros or 1.15 euros to a pound. Mark goes, gooch gravy. So yeah, we're talking about a massive fly tipping that's been done in Staffordshire. And I've got a very good friend of mine, Mark, who does rubbish removal. And he's a very good friend. And what he does is when he goes to a house clearance, when he gets paid for a house clearance, there's a house to clear, all the rubbish to clear, and he'll charge him like 800-900 quid or whatever it is to do the job. Today's vape is a pineapple ice, brother, and too much math. Yeah, I get that. And he'll charge him like 900 quid for the job. It probably cost him 350 in rubbish to get rid of the rubbish. And then the rest is profit, but then he's got a worker with him as well that he has to pay, and the fuel and everything else. And it's hard graft getting rid of a house. But what he does is when I did scrap, he used to call me up. I used to turn up in the scrap metal truck. He used to give me all the scrap metal because then he didn't have to pay to get rid of it, and he hasn't got time to weigh it in himself. So I take all the scrap metal, and now he still calls me, or will do when he gets more jobs in the future, but to pick up the car boot stuff instead of just the scrap, which actually I can pick a lot more up of. What flavour is your vape? Do you clean your vape? Mine's Cuban tobacco, flavour. Pineapple ice, mate, yeah? And it's this one lasts me a week, and I chuck it away. Pete goes, £1 is 1.77 Canadian dollar. Nice one, Pete. Thank you for educating us, mate. And he's all the way in Australia. Well done, brother. So yeah, that's how I'll be getting hold of some of my car boot stock for the main channel content and our business. And it'd be cool. Remember that show? I do not, mate. You have to tell me what the show is, Alex Hicks. But anyway, so there's a little bit of background for what I know about rubbish and scrap. So let's read the story. So the village's only other access road is shut due to roadworks. So they blocked the main road into this village, okay, with 2 lorry loads were builder's waste and needles and all that stuff. Builder's waste needs to be separate and costs more to get rid of, and needles is actually, dangerous waste. The authorities have been brilliant, and while residents thought the removal process could take a week, they've managed to clear the 30-ton mound of waste in just 2 days, Shannon. So let's figure that out. Let's figure out how much they would have paid. Yeah. So let's just say it's general rubbish. It isn't. It's more. But let's say it's general rubbish. It's £200, just over £200 a ton. Yeah. We'll call it £200 a ton for 30 tons. What's that? £6,000. That's £6,000, isn't it? Yeah. So they've dumped, it would have cost them over £6,000 to get rid of that waste legally. That's how much they charge in the UK. £6,000 it would have cost them to get rid of it. And that's the reason they fly tipped it. Okay, that's the reason they fly tipped it. Osama bin Laden says, wishing you the best from the bottom of the ocean, RN. Thank you, my mate. Ventures in the goes, do you get the lollies called Skittles? Yeah, we get some Skittles to us, so those bag of little sweets, mate. And we get Skittles lollies, yeah. So officials are now turning their attention to working out who is responsible for the fly tipping. So if you dump stuff over here, they call it fly tipping if you've illegally dumped waste. Mr. Rowley said staff from the council really went through the astonishing mound of waste in a bid to find any documents or paperwork that could reveal names linked to the incident. They had stacks and stacks of paperwork from each area of the tipping, so they're very confident they'll find somebody, he said. Little Shane goes, just for your information, went into a store to look at some sweaters, things Hannah's and KK likes, and the store owner gave me a tiger's eye stone or crystal. Your channel keeps giving. Tar, no problem, brother. Appreciate it, mate. Pete goes, what's the flavour of my vape? Oh, that is the flavour of my vape. Oh, fair enough. What, Skittles? Fair enough, mate. Fair enough, brother. Lichfield District Council believes the waste was dumped in 2 drop-offs, one at 11 p.m. on Sunday night and a second at 12:45 a.m. on Monday. It is appealing for dash cam footage of 2 tipper-like lorries caught on CCTV in the area. Anyone with information is being urged to contact the council. Now, I'll tell you what we're doing here as well. Pete, Little Shane goes, blue raz vape here, good man, right? We haven't had our bins, the whole street, and I think the whole estate, we haven't had our bins emptied. So we've got a recycling bin and a rubbish bin, and they get picked up on alternate Mondays. And we haven't had our main bins collected for nearly a month now. And we haven't had our recycling ones either. So me or Lucy's going to have to ring the council and say to them, look, why aren't you collecting anyone's bins? There must have been people ringing them up. But this is why people fly tip, boys and girls. So in the UK, there's a thing called the local recycling centre, okay, which is free to use. So ours is called Netley Recycling Centre. It's close to us. And you can take anything you want down there. You can take your fridges, your freezers. We've got Hampy123, love from the USA, love from the UK, Hampy. Thanks for joining. You can take anything you want down there. Fridge freezers, TVs, old bikes, any kind of rubbish. If you've got builder's waste, you can take a bit of that as well, but you just have to declare it. Free of charge, and you book it and you have a slot. So that's a good thing to do, okay? But you can only go so many times, okay? And if you're in a commercial vehicle, you have to pay like £15 a year, and you're only allowed to use it 12 times a year. But if you're in a private vehicle, you can go as many times as you want, as long as you book it. Now, they're really good down at recycling centre. But if you don't use the recycling centres and you're trying to, we got here, Hampy123, you're welcome for winning World War II. Jason Bender goes, best wishes from the United States of America. Is it true what a friend said from Derbyshire, England? You can carry guns on you. Not in the UK, mate. You cannot carry a gun on you in the UK. You can have a shotgun license and keep that shotgun in a locked cabinet in the UK, right? But you have to be licensed to have a shotgun. But yeah, you can't be carrying guns in the UK. If you do, mate, you get arrested. Pete goes, a house we've been managing the waste for the last couple of months. The front nature strip has had dumped rubbish on it. The council just had it removed today. Yeah, see, it happens all over the world, mate. But I think the UK, even though you've got the recycling centres, okay, the UK is really ridiculously strict at the UK. Do you know how much they charge you? So you can get rid of a fridge freezer at the recycling centre for free. But do you know how much they charge you at the proper rubbish removal places if you're doing it for a job? So any fridge or any freezer, they charge you £100 per 1 metre of appliance. So if you've got a 2 metre tall fridge freezer, they will charge you £200 to get rid of that at the waste recycling centre if you're a commercial rubbish removal guy. And this is why you drive down the streets and you see loads of fridge freezers dumped everywhere, because they're taking a mick with the money. You used to be able to pick up, right? You used to be able to pick up fridge freezers when I was a scrap man. You used to be able to pick up fridge freezers and drop them off at the scrapyard free of charge. You actually get paid for it, yeah? But the government thought, no, actually, we can make a bit of money here. So they banned scrap metal places, scrap metal yards, from being able to take fridge freezers. And now they charge you £100 per metre, which all goes in the government's pocket. It's good, isn't it? That's how it works. But it don't work. Nobody takes them down there. Everybody fly tips them. Or they know somebody who knows somebody who can get rid of it for a lot cheaper. And the person that ends up paying for it, it's like when my mate turns up to a rubbish removal job, he'll turn up and the person will say, like, this is an example for you, right? He'll do a rubbish removal job and there'll be a fridge freezer to get rid of, a settee and a mattress, yeah? The waste jars charge you £70 a mattress. They charge you about the same, I think it's £70 or £90 a settee, or £100 a settee, and they charge you £100 per metre of the appliance. So he's going in there, it's a nightmare. He's going in there to quote them for a rubbish job. The job's already going to be 800 quid with the rubbish he's got to get rid of and the labour he's got to pay and everything else. So you've got to charge them £800. And then if they want the other stuff removed, he has to charge them another 300 quid plus a load more labour to actually get rid of it. And he won't actually get that much out of it. So it's ridiculous over here, mate. Hampy goes, want to hear a joke? Little Shane's got a laughing face, go for it. And Pete goes, I always wondered with smaller countries where they put all their waste. Eventually, they'd have no place for waste. Yeah, landfill, mate. Landfill, isn't it? Basically, they dig a massive crater in the earth, chuck all the rubbish in it, cover it in soil, pat it down, do it again and layer it up. That's why I like doing what we do, because when we're scrapping, you know, if the scrap doesn't get picked up and took, when you're a scrap man, if the scrap doesn't get picked up and took to a scrapyard, it will go into landfill. Yeah, and it's the same with this stuff we pick up for car boots. Hampy goes, what does a snake take when it has a cold? Don't know, Hampy, you tell us, brother. All this stuff we pick up at bin areas, remember, the stuff we're picking up to sell at car boots is at its last destination before getting chucked away. So what does a snake take when it has a cold? Antihistamine. Very good. I like that, Hampy. I'm stealing that. I'm going to put that at the top of my joke book, mate. Thank you. So yes, remember, the stock that we get, we're doing two things. We're supplying customers with very good reusable items for dirt cheap money. We're stopping stuff going into landfill because the stuff we pick up is at a bin area. It's ready to get picked up by the bin men. It's been chucked out. It's ready to get picked up and put into a bin. We're saving it going into landfill, and we're upcycling it, recycling it to a customer, and we're making money off it as well. But the customer's getting, like, in some instances, stuff worth over 100 quid for like a fiver. Do you know what I mean? £5 note. Little Shane goes, good one. Adventures goes, that's a dad joke. Yes, it is, mate, isn't it? That's probably why I like it so much. But so yeah, that's the thing with the rubbish side of things. Right, I'll put the laptop up here a bit, and I'll take the glasses off. Here you go. What do you reckon? Can I see the text? Nah, you put my glass on, boys. Hampy123 says, have a good day, you red coat. Thank you very much, Hampy123. I don't know if that's an insult or not, but I'll smile and say thank you. But right, yeah. So what is happening with the car boots? So it's looking like it might rain this Sunday. Now, because it's the off season, Little Shane goes, hey Pete, what shirt size are you? It's looking like it might rain this Sunday. Now, fingers crossed it doesn't rain. But we've changed the process in which we're going to do the car boot sales. So at the moment, the first bit's not going to change. We go out in our little blue van, we pick up our stock from bin areas and stuff people have chucked out. We come back, we film it, we test it, we load it into the trailer on the side of the house, yeah, as our storage areas. That's not going to change. What is going to change, however, is we're not going to be taking our car and our trailer with loads and loads of stuff on it. The reasons for that work is because it costs us double to get in as opposed to what it would do with one vehicle, and they put you in a crap area of the car boot because you're set up so long, your rig so long, and by the time you empty everything out, you've got a 30-40 meter long stall that you can't manage. It's took you an hour to unload and an hour to load up, and you never sell all of it anyway. So what we're going to do, and we've got bulky items like bikes and stuff. So what we've done now is everything we collect, any bikes that we get, we put to one side in the garden. I take a photo, I put it on Gumtree, a free selling site like eBay, put it on there for a cheap price and hope it sells online. All the stuff that fits in boxes and bags, we put in the trailer as our storage and down the side of the house. And then when we go to do a car boot sale, we'll reverse the van up, the little car van I've got, Fiat Doblo, up to the gate, and we'll fill it with all the stuff we can put in there, plus our tables, plus our chairs. And then when we go to the car boot, instead of getting charged 16 quid to get in, because we've got a trailer and a car, we're only getting charged 8 quid. And instead of them putting us right out the side where nobody can see us and really affect our sales, we're going to be in the heart of the action where all the buyers are with all the other sellers. And we'll have a smaller setup, which is easier to manage, and it'll be easier for us to unload, easier to load up. We won't be climbing up ladders, getting our bikes off of roof racks and everything else. It'll be a much nicer experience. Instead of an hour to set up and 45 minutes to pack up, it'll be 15 minutes to set up, 15 minutes to put away, less mucking about, using the van for what we bought it for. So that's what we're going to be doing at Car Boots. And then basically the trailer will be a shed on wheels, storage at home. And if we ever wanted to do a big car boot and there's 3 of us, me, Lucy and Hannah, and it's a nice sunny day and it's probably at a different car boot that's more acceptable to longer vehicles, then we can do one. But other than that, we just want to use our blue van. Now, what's interesting as well, all these bikes I got, so they're what caused the headache, you know what I mean, when you're loading up, because you have to put them on the roof rack. And now we're taking our van, you'd be lucky if you get one bike in with all the stuff. They don't all sell at the car boot. You'd be lucky if you sell one, right? So what I've done is, Pete goes, do you have a circuit breaker on your power? When I saw you testing that microwave, it sounded like it was going to explode. Yeah, the microwave pretty much nearly did explode, mate. Smoke come out of it. I've turned it into a smoke machine. But no, just not really, mate. It's that electric goes into the house and goes to the fuse box. That's the only circuit breaker you've got on the fuse. But it was funny though, mate. I turned it off, mate. That was scary. That was funny though. Funny as you like. If you haven't seen it, guys, on my last video I put up, I picked up a microwave, plugged it in to test it. All lights were working. As soon as it started going, bloody thing started bellowing out smoke, mate. I'm surprised the neighbours didn't call the fire brigade. So we sell that one as untested, yeah? No, I cut the wire off it, chucked it out for the scrap boys so they could have it. Shane goes, I'll be listening but heading to work. Choo choo. Yeah, cool, brother. So yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, so the bikes, an interesting bit on the bike. So all the stuff that we get from Car Boots, Pete goes, I thought they were stealing it. Yeah, me too. I opened it up, mate. I thought, mate, there's got to be something in there. But yeah, so all the stuff for Car Boots that fits in boxes and bags for life goes in the trailer on the side of the house, and little scooters and like the odd Venetian blind or whatever gets put in the trailer, and that's what's going in the van to sell at Car Boots, along with our tables and chairs. All the bikes have been put to the side, right? Now, what I did last night, I listed all those bikes on Gumtree, the free selling app in the UK, and I put them on individually for really cheap money. And I put a picture of them all together as a job lot because I'm trying to find a bike person, a bike buyer that buys them in bulk, can take them all off me every week or every 2 weeks, fixes them up, makes his money. You know, I'm not a greedy person. I'll sell 6 bikes for 100 quid. Do you know what I mean? £100, I don't care. Even if he makes 300-400 quid out, I don't care. As long as I get the stuff shifted and get the money in, right? So we contacted a place called Cash Generators in the UK. It's a place you can just walk in and sell stuff. Sent them pictures of it, waiting for a reply from the bike guy when he's next in work. I rang up a bike company in Southampton that sells second-hand bikes. He was really interested but couldn't do anything till next week. I said, look, mate, I've got 6 bikes here. I want 100 quid for them. Come and pick them up and you can have them. And he goes, right, yeah, definitely sound interested. He said, see if you can sell them during the week. If you can't sell them during the week, he said, I'll give you a call Monday. I'll come around, pick them up, pay you the money. And then we've got a guy on Gumtree that fixes up bikes and sells bikes once done up for more money. And he says he's coming over Friday. You don't know until people turn up, but he says he's going to come Friday between 10 and 11 a.m. to have a look at the bikes and see if he wants to buy them. So that's what we're going to do. Just pile the bikes up in the garden, leave them out in the rain will wash them, pump the tyres up, put the chains on, make sure they're working as best as possible without doing hours and hours of work on it, just basic stuff. And what I want to do is get that bike buyer in once a week or once every 2 weeks when I've got like 5 to 10 bikes. Give us 100 quid, £100, £150, £120, something like that, depending on what bikes we got. Takes them all in his van, gives me the cash money, and then that's the money I've earned before we even done the car boot sale. And then that means everything that goes in our van, it's not the biggest van in the world, but it's a good size. Everything that goes in that van is boxes and bags. You know what I mean? Pete goes, we have Gumtree over here. Cool. Yeah, I like Gumtree because it's free, but at the moment it hasn't really been performing, mate. Everything I put on there, even though it's cheap money, everything I put on there, mate, nothing's selling. I think a load of people have gone over to Vinted and eBay, but I can't be arsed with Vinted and eBay because you've got to set up accounts. People want you to post it. I'm not into that reselling, packaging malarkey, mate. So yeah, that's where we're at with it. So we'll still collect it the same. We'll still film it the same, show you it and test it the same. Store all the car boot stuff on that trailer and the side of the house. All the bikes to one side, ready for a bike buyer when I eventually find one. And then just make the whole process a bit more enjoyable. You know, I'm really happy that it's not the peak car boot season yet because I'm still learning this trade. I'm learning what to pick up. I'm learning what sells. I'm learning how to store it. I'm learning how to take it to market. What's the best way? What's the most efficient way? What's the most exciting way? Because, you know, me and the missus want to have fun when we do this. We don't want to be killing ourselves doing it. It's not why we're doing it. So if we can go out with the van, set up a stall half the size, put it out, sit down, have our little cup of coffee, mate, 15 minutes to unload, 15 minutes to load up. And another point which I don't think anyone's thought of, and I've noticed, is if you go there with a smaller setup, okay, like you've got one vehicle and it's a small to medium setup that you've got quite a lot of mixed bits selling, people think, right, psychologically, oh, they're having a clear out of their good items of their house, okay? And you should be able to sell your stuff for more because they're thinking, oh, this is their own items. It's quality items. They're just having a clear out, yeah? When you turn up, and this is what we notice, when you turn up with a rig our size, which is a car full of stuff, trailer full of stuff, roof rack full of stuff, 30-meter long setup, I shit you not, we have more stuff out for display than the house clearance guys down there in their big Luton vans, right? We've got more out on display. Now, what they do is they think we're house clearance guys because basically we're the same kind of people. And there's nothing wrong with that. They think we're house clearance guys. They think we're getting stuff en masse, yeah? But what they do is, from what I can tell, they look at the stuff you got. They think this guy and girl needs to get rid of all this stuff. Right? They're giving it away. So you lose respect from that customer. Oh, they're giving it away. So then they take the mick with the price. Yeah, and they bundle loads of items together because they know you don't want to be packing up, and you don't want to be packing up all the stuff at the end of the day. Psychologically, they think they can take the mick. Psychologically, for you, you are then pressured to sell stuff for cheaper and not hold at a higher price because you do not want to be loading up all this stuff back on the trailer. So then you're putting yourself under pressure to get all this stuff shifted. And what happens is you end up selling loads of stuff for dirt cheap money, less than what you really wanted to sell it for. And people start taking a mick. So a smaller stall is the way forward. We're going to be right in with the people that are selling. We're going to be able to shift a good amount of stuff, I think, for a higher money. And you never know, we might make more money by having a smaller setup. So we'll see how we get on. We'll see how we get on, peeps, won't we? Right, let's have a look here at some news. See what's going on. Alright, we'll have a look here, see what story to read. Hope everyone is doing a spiffing today and have an amazing day. Thank you very much for joining us. If you are on catch up and watching playback, thank you very much for watching the playback. Leave a comment, say hello. I know not everyone can take part in the lives, but it's all right. Let's have a look. Let's have a read of this, shall we? Hey, they better not be raising the price on us. Let me have a go here. Sip of this water and we'll get into this next story. Netflix to raise prices for some subscribers as it reports 18.9 million new customers in 3 months. Netflix ended last year with more than 300 million subscribers, an increase of 41 million from 2023, and surpassing its previous best year of 2020, when pandemic lockdowns saw some 36 million turn to the streaming giant for entertainment. Pete goes, how's Mr. Trump going? Oh, mate, it's just deal after deal, isn't it? Trump sent down all the soldiers down to the Mexican border, mate. He's mass deportation, loads of soldiers down there stopping people coming across. He's pledged to, in his words, to send every alien back to their own country, in his words. He's got a state of national emergency at the border, a state of national emergency on the energy. He has classed all the cartels that, the cartels and the drug gangs in America. He said they're all going to be tried under terrorist law. Yeah, so they're all going to be classed as terrorists if they get caught selling drugs, pushing drugs, dealing with drugs. They're all going to be classed as terrorists, which will be harsher sentences. And then he's got, on the energies, he's put the energy thing as a national emergency. He's put the healthcare system as a national emergency. He says the healthcare, we put the most amount of money into our healthcare than any other country, and it's the least performing than any other in the country. So he goes, yeah, it must be crazy in America now. Yes, mate, I reckon it is. I reckon it is, brother. So Netflix is raising prices for some subscribers as it's reported 18.9 million new customers in the last 3 months of 2024. Prices will rise for users in the United States, Canada, Portugal, Argentina. Netflix has not confirmed if the UK will see any similar price increases. In the United States, a standard monthly plan with adverts will rise to £7.99, which is $7.99, which is £6.49. A standard plan without ads will increase to $17.99, £14.60, and a premium plan has gone up to £18.66. I ain't paying that, brother. The price in the UK currently stands at $4.99 for a standard monthly plan with adverts, $10.99 for standard without ads, and $17.99 for a premium account. Netflix ended last year with more than 300 million subscribers an increase of 41 million from 2023. This eclipsed its previous best year, 2020, which saw it add 36.6 million subscribers as pandemic lockdown saw people turn on the streaming giant for entertainment. After it announced its increase in users, Netflix shares surged by 14%. The increase in numbers is widely credited to Netflix streaming of a fight between YouTube sensation Jake Paul and former heavyweight boxing champion Mike Tyson, as well as 2 National Football League games on Christmas Day. Yeah, but they got it wrong, mate, didn't they, in that Mike Tyson fight? Everyone's screens were buffering because they just couldn't cope with the amount of people that were watching it. Forrester research analyst Mike Proul says live program is quickly becoming Netflix's secret ingredient that is helping to widen its lead over its streaming rivals. With more choice in programming than ever before, streaming services need to differentiate, Proul says. Fear of missing out is a powerful tool in piquing interest and creating stickiness. So they're doing all this wrestling now as well, live wrestling, aren't they? It said, in the final 3 months of 2024, Netflix earned $1.9 billion or $4.27 per share, nearly doubling from the same time in 2023. Netflix appears confident the price increase will not trigger a backlash resulting in mass cancellations. When you're going to ask for a price increase, you better make sure you have the goods and the engagement to back it up. Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos said during a conference call with analysts, Netflix has been contacted for comment. Well, I can tell you now. Pete goes, I got rid of Netflix, hardly watched it, just got YouTube Premium. Cool. We watch more YouTube than we do Netflix, and you can actually find the latest films on YouTube that people put on there in a pirate way. Not saying you should, but allegedly, apparently you can. Now, if Netflix ups its price, as much as I enjoy Netflix, if it ups its price, we'll cancel it. We won't be watching it. Because we've got, here in the UK, we've got a thing called Freeview, and we don't use it at the moment because we watch Netflix and YouTube. But on Freeview, it's obviously free to view. It's part of your standard TV license. You click on the Freeview button on your control. Let's see if I've got one here. Yeah. So on here, on our control, you've got Netflix. So YouTube, you go to that and that. Netflix there, but you see that one there? It's called Freeview Play. Comes up, it's got loads of live stuff on it. It's got loads of movies and categories and everything else. And you can just watch the movies for free, and it streams over the internet, perfectly legal. It's called Freeview Play in the UK. I don't know if they got it abroad. And then you've also got other things like ITV Catch Up, BBC Catch Up, Channel 4, Channel 5 Catch Up, which all have their own movies on and all have their own TV programs on. So if Netflix, and they want to be careful with this because a lot of people cotton onto it, if Netflix do get rid of it, if they do up their price, then I'm going to be cancelling Netflix and we'll just watch YouTube and everything else. But anyway, guys, I'm going to shoot off. Hope you enjoyed yourself today. Enjoy the new haircut. If you want to see that haircut, go on the members only page. Think about becoming a member and have a look. Dan says, sir, I am homosexual for you. Oh my God. Thank you, Dan. Glad to have been of service, brother. Welcome to the channel. I'm going to shoot off. Thank you very much for joining. If you're watching on playback, thank you very much. And thank you for everyone that takes part. Might put a video out today. And if I don't put a video out today, maybe tomorrow, we're working around the weather. And if I don't put any videos out then, the next live stream news will be around 10 a.m. Well, probably not 10 a.m. actually. Probably about 9 a.m. this Friday, okay? So take care, guys. Thank you very much for joining. God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, says Pete. Dan goes, kiss D. I think it's a kiss with a tongue hanging out. I'm not sure. There you go, boys and girls. Feel the love. Take care, everyone. Thank you very much for joining, and I'll see you all later, and I bid you a farewell. Justin from Juicy Killer Monster, over and out. See ya.